Gentlemen and female gentlemen, it is getting hairier and scarier. Mr. Breast is being exposed left and right and center, getting annihilated on every line of the bussy, whether it's his collabs with Logan Paul, his alleged scams, his alleged fake lotteries, his alleged friendliness with Kris Tyson, who was sort of seemingly an alleged predator. It's getting hairy and scary, and Mr. Breast is getting an insane amount of flack for it. Will it change the world? Probably not. Because just like Logan Paul is still a squirming son of a bitch alive on the platform, I don't see Mr. Breast just completely taking an L on this either. Now, the guy that exposed Mr. Breast is a feller by the name of Dogpack404. He was a former employee of Breast himself. And he uploaded a video that really started this whole cavalcade on the scam area. This video has 10 million views on a channel with one upload. This is the only upload on his entire channel. It has 10 million views and he's gotten 250,000 subs from this one video. So this really started the fraud allegations going crazy. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people have had criticisms towards Dogpack404. Perhaps he was doing this all in bad faith. Perhaps he was doing this all for evil, nefarious, and evil purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at certain interviews where Dogpack404 was directly confronted by YouTubers that I like. First, Ludwig. I know Ludwig gets an insane amount of hate from people for being, you know, pretty basic with his opinions and not really necessarily taking sides and saying anything remotely controversial. He's like kind of the Dwayne Johnson of commentary YouTube in a lot of people's minds, but I like his content and I think he's a funny guy. And Oompaville, who also directly confronted Dogpack404. So today we are going to be looking at what happened to the MrBeast exposer. First thing that I want you to know is something very serious. I know that the like-dislike button feature on some channels have been called into question, but in my experience, they are relatively accurate. So I'm going to show you something that might shock you. This Ludwig interview and reaction to the MrBeast exposed thing has 82% dislikes on the like-dislike checker. That is fucking crazy. I did not see this interview, but I saw this. How on earth could this happen? And this is on Ludwig's official channel, okay? This isn't like some guy clipped him out of context and made him look bad. This is on his actual channel with 82% dislikes. Dude, my Jaden Animations reaction video that has tens of millions of views of TikToks and tweets canceling me, that video has a better like-dislike ratio than this on Ludwig's official channel that I didn't even see get that much criticism from people. So, let's see what it's all about. So, at about 100 hour and 11 minutes into here is where this interview starts, and it goes on for, from what I understand, about 7-8 minutes. So, I'm curious to see what this is all about. So, we're gonna start with Ludwig's, we're gonna move into Oompaville's, we're gonna see how we interact with all this criticism. I myself have a couple of questions that I would really love to have answered, but let's see what this is all about.
Yo, what up?
Hello, your name's not Dogpack404, right?
What?
Yeah.
Who starts a conversation like that? Wait, hold up.
Well, no, like, I mean, like, what do I call you?
Oh, like, what's your name?
Oh, you can call me Dawson.
Wait. Who starts a conversation like that? Wait a second. Why didn't he say, hey, what do I call you? Instead of saying your name's not Nux Taku, right?
Oh, okay. That's like chill. That's like a no name, right? Like Dawson's chill.
Yeah.
He just introduced himself.
Dawson, hello, man.
All right,
You're the guy who made the video, right? This is not a hijinks.
No, I'm the guy.
You sound the same. Okay, Dawson.
All right.
It's great to meet you. I'm Ludwig.
Oh, you can
Dude, he was literally in your chat before this call.
call me Dawson.
Oh, okay. Dawson, hello, man. You're the guy who made the video, right? This is not a hijinks.
No, I'm the guy.
You sound the same. Okay,
All
Dawson. It's great to meet you. I'm Ludwig.
Nice.
I know you.
I am Ludwig. I am Sparta.
Have we met?
No, I just know that you're the guy who cheats in video games.
Oh shit!
Okay, whoa, whoa. First off, just
on the dude, epic troll. Holy shit! Damn, Dawson out there spitting fire.
want to address that. I don't
He doesn't cheat at video games. He documents himself cheating at video games. That is a very different thing.
cheat in video games. I play video games very well. Sometimes people think I cheat in them. I don't know where you got that information. It's wrong. So let's
I am Alfarius, and this is a lie.
just stamp that out.
Let's stamp out this lie of Ludwig cheating at video games, okay? All right. Let's stamp this idea out. Let's just get out of here, okay? Anyway, this is a totally not related clip.
No, I really don't like it when people cheat. Like, if I ever found out that someone in my Among Us lobby cheated,
I used to cheat.
In what? School? Yeah, sure.
Among Us.
No.
Bro!
For content a couple times.
No!
I had my chat emote only.
Is this a scoop?
I've never told Chad this.
Whoa.
What? For juicy content, I would sometimes look at chat. They'd be emote only, and I could kind of see who they were like emoting.
Yeah.
Because it would always be narcs.
Right.
And then I would guide content that way.
when I heard Ludwig cheated, I was actually okay with it because he did it during proximity chat, and let's be honest, proximity chat is kind of a meme.
Defending him immediately. Interesting. Also, I hired a pro gamer to secretly destroy my chat. I hired a chess master to secretly destroy my friends. I hired a pro gamer to secretly destroy my friends. I hired a pro Pokemon player to destroy my chat. I secretly created a trivia game to destroy the streamer. I hired a pro gamer to secretly destroy my roommates. Listen, I am not calling him out for cheating here, okay? I think that all that content is funny, but Dawson woke up and chose a violence, baby.
What is your background?
Just YouTube.
Like you did YouTube, or like do you, like, I know you have this video, but you only have one video.
Ludwig was so not prepared for this interview. He did not expect this guy to show up in the call here. God damn. All right.
Like, you do other YouTube stuff, or like, did you used to do YouTube? Yeah. Like how? So you worked at MrBeast. My chat said April 2024 for a month.
Not really. I mean, I worked there longer, but that was my official contract, I guess.
I guess, yeah. What's the official date range?
I signed the first NDA February 22nd.
All right.
And then, yeah, I was like April 20, whatever they said, April 25th.
So like a little over 2 months.
Yeah, but then there's like more details after that, but
well, that's like the official period or something.
Yeah.
Wait, why is it marked by an NDA? Is that like a contract too?
What? What is
well,
that
it was
question?
because at first it wasn't paid work. It was just a trial or whatever, training.
Oh, so it's like, hey, work for X amount of time. If it works out, you get a contract?
Dude, that is the most classic YouTuber employment shit I've ever seen. It's like, hey, I would like to edit for you. It's like, sure. Just can you edit like 3 videos for me for free just so I could see like if you're good, you know, and then decide. Meanwhile, you get 3 edited videos. Oh my God. Most companies do it too. Is that real? I don't think so. I do not think that is the case. I know people that get hired by companies and get paid immediately. They go through an interview process, but I have never heard of someone do free labor for someone just to test them out and then decide if they want to hire them or not. Like, especially someone like MrBeast, who could probably afford it.
Yeah.
Did you get a contract then?
Yeah.
That is absolutely a thing. All right, maybe I'm just small-brained. I've made my millions through YouTube, so I mean, maybe it's called being an unpaid intern. Yeah, but an unpaid intern isn't someone who's doing that shit as an actual trial for the job. Usually it's to have it on your resume. Interns are something that you do to get on your resume that you worked at a certain places so you could get a better job or better degree or better opportunity somewhere else. Right?
So when did the official contract start, I guess?
Whatever date they said is accurate.
Who's they? I actually don't know who you're talking about.
No, I just don't remember whatever Chucky said on Twitter.
Okay, I don't know.
Also, you have to realize, Dogpack, I'm getting like this weird impression right now. Dogpack 404's video on MrBeast, like the big viral 10 million view video exposing MrBeast, did not expose him for anything private. It was all public information. He's bound by this NDA. He's not allowed to reveal private info. He can only talk about public shit.
Who? Okay. Chucky's the guy who posted the anti thing about your thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you on shrooms?
No, not really.
What?
No. You don't get away with that. What does that mean?
What?
Most people are either on them or not on them. I've never been not really on shrooms.
Dude, what is this interview? Wait, hold on. What is going on? Ask him the real questions. None of these questions had any relevance toward his actual expose on MrBeast yet.
No, truthfully, I wasn't on shrooms, but I was like pretending to be like a paranoid schizophrenic, like in that scene where I'm hiding under the bed. And then they kind of just took that and ran with it and said that I was erratic and on shrooms.
So you haven't done shrooms? Dude,
why is he silent? This is the worst thing ever.
Why'd you go quiet?
Sorry, I was getting water. What'd you say?
Okay, no,
he's like a pro. Damn.
That was weird.
Like, holy shit. This is like the terrible interviewer and the terrible interviewee. What is going on?
You're fucking with me right
now.
You
haven't even watched the video, dude. Go watch the video. Call me.
Right, this is when he's like, how far is he actually in the video at this point? In the dog pack video. Oh, he's at the literal beginning. Oh, he is literally right at the beginning. Oh my God. He didn't even get to the illegal lottery stuff yet when he started the interview. How on earth do you interview someone with not even seeing what they're alleging yet? He only saw the fake content in the MrBeast videos. Let's just be real. We all knew it was fake. How could you interview him? What?
You were in my chat.
This is like I'm watching Trump versus Biden debate. This is insane.
Yeah, I'll be here if you're watching.
I have questions.
All right.
Okay.
Here it is.
The yacht thing.
Yacht thing.
So the way I'm understanding it is did you work on that video or are you going off the video?
What the fuck? He's not allowed to say that. Dude, this is all public knowledge. Okay, the yacht thing. For those of you that are unfamiliar what this yacht thing was about, there was a MrBeast video where there was like, be on this boat for 7 days and win X amount of money. So on one of the days, the allegation is that MrBeast faked it and they actually left the boat and they slept on a private yacht instead of actually sleeping on that boat that they claimed the video was about. Okay, they claimed the video was about spending 7 days on a boat. The allegation is they faked that. They weren't even on that boat for 7 days. They slept on their private yacht. And he used different things like raincoats that were there in day 5 but weren't there in day 2 to prove that they actually did leave that boat. That's the allegation. So he's asking if the yacht thing is real. If you worked on that video, he's not allowed to say. He has an NDA. He's obviously not allowed to say if he worked on that video. Like, the entire expose MrBeast shit is only public info. You're not allowed to disclose private information or you get sued for breaking your NDA.
Or controlled opposition.
Controlled opposition! Okay, all right, wow.
What does that mean?
It means that you're trying to get him to break his NDA. I mean, I don't think Ludwig was actually paid off to try to be controlled opposition to try to get him to break his NDA. I just think this is the worst interview known to man.
It means you're trying to get me to reveal confidential information and break my NDA.
I don't know what your NDA is. I'm trying to ask questions.
You're not allowed to say private info! It's every NDA on the planet!
Questions about the freaking thing.
Oh, you know what an NDA is?
Yeah, but I don't know what your NDA covers. Okay, what should I not ask you?
Private info.
About any videos that I worked on.
Can I know what video you worked on so I don't ask questions about them?
Oh my fucking God. No! No, of course not! Oh my God! He can't say what he worked on. That's the point. Oh, Ludwig. Bro, this is crazy.
Or if you're okay, so then I just can't ask you anything.
Ask him about. You can ask him about a million things. Holy shit!
Well, ask me. Ask me anything. I'm an open book.
No, you're not. You just said that I'm controlled opposition because I did ask you something.
Yeah, private stuff.
Okay.
So, how do I ask a question without making you break the NDA that I can't know about?
Bro, you gotta be good at reading context clues. Honestly.
Like the context clues of this conversation or the video?
Both. You're a theater kid, right?
No. I was an athlete in high school.
No, you're a theater kid. Be honest.
I did one musical. I was an athlete. I was varsity soccer for 2 years. I'm a Red Bull athlete now, buddy. Okay?
This is crazy. What's going on?
Okay, so you're a theater kid. So you should be able to tell when I'm joking and when I'm acting and when I'm being serious.
I literally, and I mean this so genuinely, have zero idea. I feel like at all times, there's like an air of troll, but I can never tell when you're serious.
Huh.
Wow, that's rough. He must have been a terrible theater kid.
You like been diagnosed with anything?
Did he just call him autistic?
Are you calling me autistic? No. I took an autism test once, but...
I think I saw that. You took it on stream, right?
Wait, you're a viewer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
He was literally in his chat. He was in Ludwig's chat when Ludwig said, "Hey, get into the stream." He was in your chat.
I didn't know that. You haven't chatted in my chat ever until today.
Dude, look at this chat. This is crazy. Why is everyone like dogging on Dogpack 404 here? Like, the questions you obviously would ask Dogpack are like, "Hey, dude, are you doing this for malicious reasons? Are you doing it for clout reasons? Are you doing it because you think MrBeast is evil? Are you doing this because you think MrBeast is a net negative on society? Are you doing this, etc., etc.?" I feel like these are obvious questions that you could ask him. Ask him his opinion on things because he's allowed to give his opinion. He's just not allowed to reveal private information. I feel like this is... Dude, we're going to do the Oompaville intro after this.
Well, it's a new account.
Oh, okay. What's your main account? Did you have like YouTube videos on it?
No. I don't want to like promote my shit. That's like the whole point of this is the video's not monetized. It's on a new account.
Wait, what do you mean that's the whole point? You didn't say that.
Like, you know, in the description of my video, it says, or in the intro too, it says this is not monetized. Because if it's monetized, then people think I'm just doing it for clout and money.
Damn.
But you're doing it to expose the truth on woke media.
Exactly.
This is like he literally gave you a segue to ask him why he did this. He gave you the segue.
Okay. So you weren't on mushrooms, you're not trolling. And I can't ask you about the videos. But you talked about it in the video, so you can't talk about it.
He talked about public stuff.
Yeah, but everything in the video is public information.
Thank you.
Right. But the yacht wasn't.
The yacht was an estimation because if he wasn't sleeping on the boat, where was he sleeping?
What do you mean?
Well, like the idea that they went on a yacht's not public info.
Well, if they're not on the raft and they're in the middle of the ocean, where else would they be?
There we go.
Taking a swim?
Yeah, sure. They spent all night swimming. Got him. Destroyed.
In the middle of the night or at 4 a.m.?
Just a night dip real quick. Couple buoys.
Could be.
It still proves that the video's fake because they're not supposed to be on the boat, right? The video is be on the boat for 7 days. If they were swimming, then they faked it anyway, you know?
Okay, so you're assuming based off the screenshot, because they weren't in it, that they must have been off the boat, presumably in a yacht that I guess the crew who was helping produce this video was on, that was parked off camera nearby, and this is like a theory about it.
You're definitely controlled opposition.
Is that not what you just said?
Shit.
Or do you have like someone who knows that there was a yacht and you can't say it?
All right, go next.
Well, obviously he can't say that I know that there's someone that's a yacht, but I can't say it. Did he just ask him, it's like, just tell me the truth, that if you know the truth, but you just can't say it? Obviously you can't do that. This is the worst interview I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like, go next question?
Yeah.
I can't. You're just skipping everything and then calling me autistic.
Well, because you can't read context clues. It's not my fault.
No, you have a tone of voice that is impossible to tell when you're trolling. Many people thought you did mushrooms. They were in my chat saying it. Unless you were just saying that everyone here is autistic, which, look, we can kick it back to 2016 Twitch because that's what everyone used to say. But I think it is harder to read you than you think it is. And so when I'm asking a legitimate question, your responses are not very...
Name one legitimate question that you asked. I like Ludwig, okay? I am not on the Turkey Tom hating Ludwig train where I think that he's a basic bitch and stuff like that everyone's been going. I can't believe this. I don't think that Lud is maliciously trying to bait him into breaking his NDA. But I definitely see why someone might think that is the case.
Direct.
I
know, but I've already told you, man. It's you know why I can't speak about certain things.
I honestly don't, because you posted cease and desist D's nuts and you acted like it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, because he didn't leak private information. If he does leak private information, then it instantly becomes a big deal.
Yes, because I worked with my lawyer on the video, and it's very much just public information.
So it's basically like you have to make sure the information you release is controlled. And so
I can't. Whatever I want.
Well, you can't do whatever you want because you can't answer questions I ask you unless they are approved by your lawyer.
No, he can answer questions that aren't public.
No, I'll answer anything, but just don't ask questions that I can't answer.
He's so frustrated. This is crazy. Oh my god. Oh, Ludwig, bro.
Nah, you're definitely a Ludwig viewer. You're too dumb to not be a Ludwig viewer. Are you fucking with me here? What do we do? My brain hurts in this conversation.
Dude, watch the video and then call me.
I don't think I can. There's no point because at the end you're just gonna do the same thing.
No. I'll answer at the end.
And he doesn't call him again.
Have you ever done shrooms?
No. Well, I did psilocybin for the Yard podcast. You can watch it.
Really?
Yeah, all right. Well, we're done here. That was a nothing. Oh my god, that was the worst interview I've ever seen. I mean, obviously it was unprepared. But, dude, what does he say for the whole illegal lottery stuff? Like, when he exposes MrBeast's illegal lotteries, and I don't even think you need to say alleged. I think you actually could say that they were illegal lotteries. Like,
Guaranteed get a knife even if you open 1,000 boxes. I feel like CSGO skins should be illegal.
what the fuck? Okay, I'm not judging him based on that one clip, but that is not talking about MrBeast. I don't even want, honestly, we're moving on. That was a terrible interview. Holy shit. Goddamn. Moving on. Oompaville also interviewed him, all right? Now, I'm sure this goes way better because Oompaville is smart and he prepared for this, and Ludwig did not prepare for that at all, okay? God damn. Saying that he's not in good faith is crazy. My only issue with Ludwig is that he's made videos covering all other dramas, no matter the subject, but when it came to MrBeast, he did this super long string and tried his best not to cover the substance. Again, the way I see it, almost everyone that was in the big MrBeast collabs suspiciously didn't really throw him any hardballs. Like, I'm just saying, it could be a coincidence. But it could be that people don't want to lose that connection. Now, for Ludwig and Moist Critical specifically, they made videos right before the MrBeast drama saying that they want to get out of drama stuff. They said that before the big MrBeast exposed video. So I am not treating them too harshly on that. But let's see what an actual good interview looks like, because I have faith in Oompa. This he's actually a smart man.
Guess what, guys? Taking an L? 2 L's?
Oh, no.
W. All right.
Hey.
Broken clock. It's right twice a day.
Hey.
If it walks like a quack, it ducks like a... You
That's a real expression.
think that their team goes out of their way to...
What the flippers? Yeah, I skipped through the video to see how far the interview goes, and he actually interviews him for like the whole video. So anyway,
Just a little bit.
if it walks like a quack,
It's right twice a day. If it walks like a quack, it ducks like a duck. In my most recent video, I got a little bit of pushback.
damn,
All right, guys, just a little bit.
dude, true. Oh, that's rough, buddy.
I genuinely do try to approach this YouTube thing as fairly as I possibly can.
I think a lot of people do. All right, a lot of people try to approach this fairly, and Oompa does. Oompa is like a genuine good guy. There are a lot of people in the YouTube space that I don't like and I don't trust. As you know, I've made myself very clear on this. I like and trust Oompa. This man's a legend. And if he gets something wrong and takes an L on it, that's fine. People take L's. People make mistakes. I make mistakes. I've made a bunch of mistakes. And so did Oompa. But he's a genuinely good guy. He tries.
And be a smart, intelligent person, but I am unfortunately a low IQ individual.
This is not true. Don't believe him. He's lying to you. He's literally lying to you. He is a smart-ass dude. My guess is this guy's IQ is above 120. Yeah, that's right.
So, with that being
He's
said,
actually one of the smartest YouTubers that I know personally.
I decided to reach out, as I should have done so many times before this specifically, but reach out to Dawson,
Let's
the
go.
guy who made the MrBeast video, and see if he wanted to do a little interview real quickly. Turns out, he messaged me before the video even went up, and he is someone that I have had access to this whole time, and just didn't reach out because I'm a fool, guys. Because I'm a fool. So in the interest of fairness and in the interest
All right.
of actual rationality, let us have both sides of the story in this one video on MrBeast, who I, on the face, refuse to believe is a evil, the Antichrist. But maybe though. I don't really know. A lot of people say it. It's a big meme.
Nah, he's not the Antichrist. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
A lot of people hate the man, just seems like for no reason, basically, really, to be honest. But also,
What? Promoting illegal lotteries to children? Also, simultaneously covering up the Kris Tyson allegations, having been in that Discord server with them? Like, I could see reasons why people don't like Mr. Breast. That's why they call him Mr. Breast, not Mr. Based. It would have been so easy to call him Mr. Based, but they didn't.
And just what seems like for no reason, basically, really, to be honest. But also, there's a reason that this video is blown up so bigly, and it seemed
Why would he put Russian subtitles on it for that screenshot?
to resonate with a lot of people, and the MrBeast camp still has yet to come out and make any sort of statements outside the Ava Tyson stuff, which
And
is
to be honest, they probably won't, because it's better to just be silent, shove it all under the rug, keep collabing with Logan Paul, do your epic Prime X Feastables promotions, and make a shit ton of money. Just enter the stratosphere as far as popular YouTubers go, and leave us pathetic little commentary rabble in the rubble.
just very cut and very dry and easy to determine who's the fucking degenerate and who is not. So once again, in the interest of 2 L's, potentially have a W here, I may be retiring as MrBeast's biggest glazer. All right, his biggest apologist.
Yeah, I've been pretty on top of glazing MrBeast in the past as well. But I have not glazed him for this situation at all. I've tried my best to be as unbiased with my coverage on all sides, but ultimately I'm just here to make fun of idiots, and that has been my career, and I will continue to do so. I have someone in chat letting me know that the Antichrist was quoted to be loved by nearly everyone, along with literally pulling Jesus-like miracles, last I recall. Mr. Breast is just a rich man. Or you could be like me and just not be Christian. No offense to Christians. I respect your faith and all that, but Mr. Breast isn't pulling miracles out of his assholes.
But that's only because Dawson paid me more than MrBeast. Or
Yeah, people have been going crazy with the whole paid shit. All right, I'm putting a 1.25 for interviews because people always think between conversations. He is literally healing people, yeah, with money, not with miracles. Anyway.
Yeah, Dawson's paid. No. Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see.
So just to be clear, I am a mere mortal, someone that doesn't really understand what is going on behind the scenes necessarily, okay? But someone that's been in the YouTube game for a long time, I highly, highly doubt that MrBeast is actually paying people directly to, you know, I don't think that he's paying people directly to glaze him. I think that he definitely incentivizes people to glaze him by, you know, supporting them, by having them in his collabs and stuff, which is why, coincidentally, none of the people that called him out have been in his big videos. I mean, could be a coincidence, could be not. But I think the people that are friendly with MrBeast are incentivized to not call him out. I don't think it's an actual monetary incentive. Like, a lot of people say that MrBeast is paying Keemstar. I don't think he's paying Keemstar. I think he's just, you know, talking to Keemstar a lot behind the scenes, working on collabs together, etc., etc., and that is why Keemstar seems to, like, really be glazing MrBeast.
Without any further ado, here is the interview with
All right,
Mr. Dawson.
Let's go, dude.
I have a bunch of questions.
Did you see Logan called out Mr. Breast? I did not see that because Logan Paul blocked me on Twitter. If someone could send a screenshot to one of my mods on Discord and they'll send it to me, cool. But Logan blocked me, so I don't know.
Firstly,
apparently Logan didn't like it when I called him an alleged scammer or something. Who knows? Who knows? All right, I'm making myself small so we can see everybody.
Apologize if in my video, I'm not sure how much of it you saw, if you saw all of it, if I unreasonably dismissed certain points, which I definitely absolutely did, but I would like to apologize. And I have no excuse other than I should have re-recorded a large part of that video before I posted it, because it's like a 3-day turnaround for all my videos. And it's just, you know, your video is an interesting pill to swallow for sure. It's very
based Oompa. Based fucking Oompa. Let's fucking go, baby. Based Oompa.
very, very, very interesting. And a lot of it's like, well, I'll ask you some questions. So firstly, I'd like to say that I'm sorry, genuinely. And I'm not one to apologize for just no reason at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't even expect you to apologize. I mean, I watched your video and, like, maybe it's because I've watched your content before and I know you're sort of a MrBeast defender, but I wasn't expecting...
No one wants to be known as an anything defender. Listen, I am a Charlie Glazer, okay? He is the only man on YouTube that I think I deserve to get that title, okay? Charlie Glazer. Just saying. So, anything that I say about Charlie, take it with a grain of salt. See, I know my biases, and I will tell them to you. Charlie literally saved my ass in such an insane way. I just had to say it, all right? Other than that, I try to be unbiased.
It was pretty much on par with what I expected, I guess.
Okay.
And I thought it was
got me.
fair.
Oh, see, that's what I was trying to do. See, I was trying to be fair. I generally, I'm now the MrBeast apologist on YouTube, though.
No.
Yeah. Well, I think every creator is.
That's true. But I don't want to be.
Excuse me? Wow, dude. Wow. That's crazy, what?
I want to be honest, though. I want to have good faith. I don't want to be right. I just want to be honest. And if my intent is not matching with what the information that I have in front of me, and like there's some crazy level of cognitive dissonance, it needs to be made clear. So that's the whole point of this. Hopefully, we'll be able to
address your cognitive dissonance.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say bury the hatchet, but that's nonsense. All right, so I got a list of questions here.
All right, let's
Did you
go.
ever get?
Let's go, baby. Let's see. You're about to see a question that I'm sure does not ask about any private information, like what's it called?
To meet Mac? Are there numerous employees like Mac who have won prizes, or is Mac the main guy? Have you ever met anyone else?
I have met Mac.
Okay.
I remember, like, I don't know if you know how I got hired, but I had posted, I sent them my job application, but they also like don't usually respond. So I also posted it on the Reddit, and then someone had contacted me. But in that job application, which is public, I'm like detailing all these ways that like faking videos is bad or whatever, in my opinion. And I use like Mac as a reference. And then I get to the company and it's like my first day and I just see Mac in the hallways and I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
I know you work here.
Interesting.
Ooh, that's crazy.
So he was kind of like
It's kinda surprising I got hired.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, do you think they didn't do any research into you first, or do you believe that they just not care?
Well, my first manager, I think I sort of slipped through the cracks.
Okay.
Because my first manager left, like he put in his 2 weeks notice the second day that I was at the company.
Interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Probably a coincidence, let's be honest.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing. But
So the main thing
I
that
wonder if the working conditions for the MrBeast employees are actually like fucking awful.
you've claimed really there's two kind of like big points that are really egregious in my opinion in all of your claims, and that is number one the illegal lottery thing. That's bad. Okay.
That's bad. That is bad. The end, period. Over. Yeah, you know the illegal lottery thing? Bad. Indefensible. All the MrBeast glazers that are not calling him out on the illegal lottery shit, like, you guys lost all credibility in my eyes, and I will never see you as an unbiased source of information ever.
That's like objectively bad. That's a crime. That's fraud. Nobody should do that. Secondarily, the big thing is like
Also targeting children, like, to make it worse. See, once again, we bring out my war crime tier list, which is known to man. Everyone quotes the Nux testament of the war crime tier list. Okay, so illegal lotteries is a C tier crime, in my opinion. All right, like S tier, that's fucking child shit, genocide. It goes up there in like S tier. All right, so illegal lotteries, C tier crime, bad, but you know, not the worst of the crimes. Illegal lotteries targeting children easily gets bumped up to B tier on the war crime tier list, which is important to be noted because you see it's now reached the same tier as cannibalism, which is also on the war crime tier list. So in my mind, MrBeast is tantamount to a cannibal. And people wonder why I never actually made the war crime tier list.
that people have said for so long is that his videos are faked, and like the extent of which they are faked. Do you think that some of the philanthropy channel videos are like faked? They're obviously a different thing because it's all for good. Like, what is your stance on the philanthropy aspect of the MrBeast industrial complex?
See, that there is a great question. That is not a controlled opposition Ludwig style softball question, okay? What is your opinion, by the fact that it's opinion and not an objective fact, now he is allowed to actually say it and it doesn't break his NDA. What is your opinion on... I don't even remember the rest of the question at this point. I'm literally brain dead.
A different thing because it's all for good.
Oh, on the philanthropy aspect. What is your opinion on the philanthropy aspect? What a brilliant way to ask the question.
Like, what is your stance on the philanthropy aspect of the MrBeast industrial complex?
it's hard to go into the philanthropy right now because that's kind of what I'm investigating.
Okay.
And I've received DMs from people who I have verified as MrBeast employees claiming different ways in which they're sort of fluffed up, you know?
See, but again, let's as a grain of salt, Ludwig did not prepare for the interview, and Oompaville obviously did. Also, Ludwig was, I think, a much bigger MrBeast glazer than Oompaville ever was. So, just to be clear.
And it's sort of a controlled narrative. Like, I'll give one example, which is a DM I received about somebody saying that when he healed 1,000 blind people,
Yeah.
many of those people were going to get the surgery for cheap or for free, regardless.
Oh, shit. So while the philanthropy isn't necessarily fake, per se, it is highly exaggerated. Ooh, interesting. Well, that's quite the development. I'll be honest, I believe him. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
He maybe like expedited the process or something,
So
but then he sort of claims full credit for it.
yeah, so it's not to say that it's like totally necessary. Like, you're not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's more so just like for the sake of transparency, right? Like, this man is claiming all these things. He should be able to be 110% transparent. Like you shouldn't spin something that has a possibility. Go ahead.
Yeah, the logic there, I think that the company would respond if it was like 100% undeniable that they fluffed things up. Is like, okay, well, we're fluffing it up for entertainment value so that the video gets more views, we get more ad revenue. Like most of the 501c stuff, it's legitimate. I'll say that. Like, it's not to discredit his charity work.
Yeah, I'm glad he's making this point because it's something I said a lot too. It's like a lot of people like to say, oh, because he did these things that are fake, suddenly he's just a bad guy and all the things he did were bad, so all the charity is really bad. That's not true, okay? You can have someone do two things, one good thing, one bad thing, and recognize each of these things individually as either good or bad. His charity is objectively good by the fact that he gives this charity, and I think that's really important to recognize at the same time as recognizing that promoting illegal lotteries to children is literally evil, okay? I think that it is important to be able to recognize these two aspects. And I feel like I see people just either as pro-beast or anti-beast, and no one actually is willing to give him credit for the good things that he does and also call him out for the really abhorrent shit that he does too. Because promoting illegal lotteries to children is fucking terrible. And staying silent about Kris Tyson, despite the fact that he was in the Discord with Kris Tyson, is terrible. Like, these things are bad. Objectively terrible things. That doesn't mean that all the money he gave to charity is bad, right? It's like Jeffrey Epstein gave a lot of money to charity, but he was also a fucking child sex trafficker, okay? Now, I'm not comparing MrBeast to Jeffrey Epstein here or anything, but like, you know, the good act doesn't wash away the bad deeds. The bad deeds doesn't cancel the good act. Two things exist separately, and you can decide what you think about this person after you have all the information.
But sometimes there's like the charity is being used to fund certain interests.
Ooh, okay, that's a claim. I thought he used the charity as a shield. It's like, how can you criticize Mr. Breast for faking his video when he's actually giving all the money to charity? But this is a totally different discussion. He's saying that some of the philanthropy stuff is literally funding his other videos. That's kind of fraudulent, right?
I've also heard like he was exposed for trashing a beach, essentially. This was like a controversy a while ago, but it didn't get much attention. And I've heard that it was the philanthropy side of the business that actually went and cleaned up the beach.
So he makes a mess on a beach for one video, and then he uses the philanthropy to, oh my god, look at me cleaning a beach! Technically, he cleaned the beach, but the mess was made by him. That doesn't sound like philanthropy. What the frick? If this is true, that's a nightmare.
Instead of like his production company. It's like, that could be shady, but...
Right.
That's not just shady. That's awful. Imagine claiming that you gave $1 million to charities, and the charities are like putting out fires that you ignite, right? That's not charity.
Huh. Yeah, because that's where my biggest kind of like problems lie with all this stuff is the lack of transparency from like business dealings intrinsically. Because it's cool to have someone be honest and everything when you're running a business, but like from the creator side of it, to be as successful as he is, or to be as successful really as any, you have to do things occasionally that are immoral, but you don't have to use your charity company to clean up a beach that you messed up. And like, you don't have to make the claim about the candy being healthy, the 5-in-1, like you don't
that's another fucking awful shit. The way he promoted Feastables, I think, is abhorrent too.
have to do all those things, but like it's like, well, it's for entertainment, so that's my scapegoat. That's why I don't need to be transparent. It's an invalid defense.
Yeah, and those are just allegations that have been messaged, so I haven't really dug super deep into it, which is why.
Yeah, all right. Just claims at this point. Oh God, I hope that's not real, because that's fucking awful. That puts all the charity work that he does like in such a terrible light.
Haven't made any definitive statements on anything.
And looking on, is there anything that, you know, from your first video that you sort of want to amend, or do you have like, are you 110% sure you're justified and validated?
Or do you want to just go through Chucky's tweet, or no?
Okay.
Yeah, I can go ahead and go through Chucky's tweet.
right.
Like, as far as the claims of like selling fake signatures, rigging contest videos, and illegal lotteries, obviously, like I think those claims are legitimate, and I stand 100% by them. You know, they just took down the 5-hour live stream on their Facebook page.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. They're silencing criticism. He accuses them of doing illegal lotteries on their stream, and then they delete their stream? I don't know.
I feel like
that's not a coincidence.
That validates
that's sort of an
it.
acknowledgement.
Yeah.
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 We can go through like Chucky's specifics that he called me out on, because he cherry picked the worst arguments in the video, obviously, and even these, like, I don't think his rebuttals are great.
Raccoon was a paid actor,
and he didn't really provide any evidence.
Okay, so I've got Chucky's tweet here. He said, "You won't get in a video unless your family or friends are with someone that works at Beast."
I don't know. I feel like he didn't even say that. I feel like he just said a lot of the people in videos are family or friends. Not that you can't get in unless you're a family or friend.
Beast Inc. And then I can just put his statement on screen. You already know his statement. We don't need to go through the whole thing. But
Yeah, so in that instance, I don't know what he's quoting. He's putting things in quotation marks, but I never said that. Like,
Ah! It's fucking awful, dude. Literally shadowboxing, creating enemies. It's like, oh, remember that time where that guy said this about me? Well, that was fake. Turns out no one said anything.
you watched my video, you know that
yeah,
I
you
said.
didn't say that. Yeah.
So just straw man argument, and then the train track was CGI, bus wheels are CGI, Pit is fake. That's probably his best rebuttal. However, when that video came out, Train versus Pit, Jimmy received a lot of criticism about using CGI in that video, and I can send you some screen caps. Like, he was denying it in YouTube comments and on Twitter. Like,
See, but that's the thing. I don't even care about the fake videos so much. I know everyone keeps going crazy about the fake videos. I have never cared so much about the fake videos because I always thought the videos were fake. He commented on my video where I criticized something being fake. He commented on my YouTube video defending himself, saying that he didn't fake it. Okay? So, again, I have been saying for years that he's been faking his videos. I really don't think that matters so much. But when he keeps going on different podcasts and different YouTube comment sections, denying that he fakes anything, saying that everything is real, then it turns out he was lying the whole time. For me, it just paints the picture of him as a liar. Which, again, on the war crime tier list, that may only be D tier, but I fucking hate it.
they say, oh, it was never a secret, but it's like, well, when you're being criticized for using CGI, why are you not openly acknowledging it? Again, not a big claim in my video.
What about the raccoon?
Raccoon was... Dude, the raccoon, in reality, it's much worse. Than
Oh,
being a
shit.
paid
Wait, what?
Okay.
I thought that was a joke. Wait, the raccoon is a paid actor?
Yeah, it's a domestic raccoon that they brought.
Oh my god. It was like one of those living in the wilderness videos and they brought a domesticated raccoon. The raccoon actually was a faked actor. I can't believe it. I
To
can't
the
believe
set.
it. I thought he was joking.
And they're like, sort of treating it like a prop. They're putting it in the ceiling and then pretending like, you know, they just discovered it.
Yeah, exactly.
But then there's a scene where somebody off camera takes the raccoon and like throws it onto the bed. And I'm sure you can pull this clip up. The edit is very strange because there's a zoom in and pan up.
Okay, I'm looking.
So it like hides the fact
Zoom in, pan up.
that the raccoon is going on the
And they put the raccoon on the bed. Yeah, where did that raccoon come from? It was obviously put there. Holy shit. Oh my god.
range because there's a zoom in and pan up.
So they're looking at the bed. There is nothing here. Okay? There is nothing here.
So it like hides
Then they zoom in.
the fact that the raccoon is
And it... Oh my... That's fucking crazy. Holy shit.
going on the bed. But what it's really doing is hiding the fact that someone's throwing the raccoon.
Bruh.
And then there's a voiceover in post of Jimmy saying, oh man, the raccoon just ran in the hotel or whatever. And they're like,
Dude, Ludwig wasn't wrong that it's hard to tell when he's trolling. But god damn!
screaming at it and shit. So it's like almost, I would
Really? You didn't notice the raccoon on the bed? So the raccoon was a paid actor! He was right! the defense for that is, in my defense, Your Honor, it wasn't actually a paid actor. You see, we simply abused the animal. we simply enforced unpaid labor. It was an unpaid intern raccoon. It wasn't a paid actor. It was an unpaid actor.
say animal abuse, but like it's kind of borderline mistreatment
That's not an animal abuse. Like, let's...
when you're just like using it as a prop and then
Yeah, that's
scaring
weird.
it for no reason.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not like they hurt the raccoon. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
I don't like the whole, yeah, that's bizarre.
They threw it. Yeah. Is there video evidence of that, please? Again, I'm not willing to accept an allegation as a fact without knowing more at this point, sir. So...
Yeah, that's really weird. The island costs more than $1. What about that?
See, this is why I keep getting, like, on both sides I get flack. It's like, Nux, you didn't go hard on MrBeast there. I'm trying to be as objective as possible while making fun of an idiot, okay? You don't understand. My content is simple. I make fun of idiots. But I'm also not sold to any side of this story. I'm not like some fucking paid MrBeast hater, and I'm not a paid MrBeast glazer.
About that. What do you think about that response?
If you literally Google what he tells you to Google, it used to say that it was $1 for the transfer fee, but $27 plus taxes and everything. Also, like, the tax property records show that the island is valued at $800, and then they leased it back to the owner for $0. Which is like, dude, who gives a shit that the island didn't cost $1? It's just insane that they go to such extremes to never admit that they've ever faked anything.
I mean, he's right, because MrBeast keeps talking about how he never fakes anything, he never lies about anything, blah, 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 blah. The point isn't that, oh, it was $20 instead of $1 doesn't make a difference. The point is he lied. That was the point.
Tucky released his statement at 4 a.m., which is like, I think that's very intentional to when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean the article has been changed, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. So there's
It's a changed article.
you're gonna do all that effort to just not admit that the island was $28 instead of $1.
It's stupid. It is 100% stupid. Yeah, if MrBeast paid you, would you glaze him? $10 million. That's my price. You could buy me for $10 million.
$800 instead of $1.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, who cares? Yeah. Like why would you defend that so heavily? Like, yeah, we did it for a video. Of course, it's not that big of a deal. The video got a lot of views, but that's like the whole thing. Is like he's building up this massive empire. It's all predicated on the generosity, the genuine nature, the philanthropy, the transparency. That's what it's all. All that is like the main thing holding all this up. So.
Yep. He claims to be the super honest guy. It's like you're trusting MrBeast with all of your money and all of your donations because you gave a crazy amount of donations. They donated to him to send shit to the moon. They donated shit to him to clean the oceans and cut and plant the trees. And there's so much money that is sent MrBeast's way in goodwill because he is going to treat this money well because he's honest. If you expose him as a liar, that's bad.
Oh. It has to be, the criticism for that has to be acknowledged.
Yeah, I don't know if I can speak to this. I think him saying, how on earth would you know, is like baiting me into giving confidential information. Like
I get that. And it kind of did sound like that Ludwig was kind of doing that too. Again, I don't think Ludwig was doing it intentionally. I just think that was a really, really bad fucking interview. But yeah.
My NDA or whatever. Because actually people think that I broke my NDA, but like 90% of that video is public information. And then like the other 10% is about crimes. I was like, it was pretty decently strategic. I don't think they would have a case, and like I've spoken with lawyers and everything. So, oh yeah, I didn't tell you. I got a cease and desist
from Beast.
Damn.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can put that up. I can send that to you.
Yeah, dude. Satan, Lord of Darkness. Is that real? I think they forgot to change that. MrBeast YouTube LLC. Among other things, disclosing sensitive, confidential, proprietary information. Company business. How do you feel about that? Do you feel nervous, or do you feel
No.
excited?
I feel confident.
You feel
I'm not excited.
No one's excited when they get sued, okay? No one's excited. Except for maybe Mudahar. If he gets sued by MrBeast, Mudah would be excited. He gets a freaking hard-on for getting cease and desists from people when he's in the right.
That's
why they call him Mudahard. They call him that. It's a real thing. It'll stick. You'll see. It'll stick.
A little nervous. A little bit. You got to feel a little. I would be shitting myself if I were you.
No, I'm not shitting myself.
Well, you were
because it was 100% expected. It was 100% expected.
Right.
Yeah, I got so there was a whole list of people that got leaked for MrBeast's team allegedly that they're planning on suing, and I was on the list. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a headache. And then I realized, yeah, this is probably fake. There's no way MrBeast is fucking suing me. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here.
I mean, to be honest, like it's cool to be nervous and not scared though, because like you are coming from the perspective of this is what you believe is truth, and you're doing this out of good faith. Like it doesn't. The whole disgruntled employee thing. That was my initial response as well.
Yeah, because most of the people that do expose MrBeast are like disgruntled employees. This guy really doesn't seem like that. He seems like someone that wants to expose him literally for journalism's sake.
Like, because we've seen so many of these types of things happen. But at some point, it becomes
like at some point you have to look at the facts and realize, holy shit, you're exposing him for illegal lotteries. That's a big deal.
If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, and that duck doesn't.
If it fucks like a fuck and it fucks like a fuck, it's a fuck.
Mean that they're all disgruntled employees. It's that maybe there's something going on internally at the company to cause these disgruntled employees, quote unquote. It's become a bizarre thing. I'm interested to see how the coverage of this continues to go further and further. You need to keep me updated on your cease and desist, because you're not ceasing or desisting.
God,
let's see, revenge story.
That's rough, buddy. That is so rough. Dude, it's literally the Logan Paul strat. It's like you see what the truth really is. It's like we are going to use the legal system to bully you, right? I feel like the cease and desist is such a terrible look because he's not going to stop.
Line added in post.
Yeah, 100% is added in post. 100%.
Okay.
There's a clip of Jimmy.
Yeah, and I think that's also like literally a billion times true. Like it has to be. It has to be real that he writes the storylines in post. We just went over the nuclear bunker video, MrBeast's new video, and together we combed through it with a fucking fine-toothed comb. He faked all that shit. I was even thinking in retrospect, you know how in his new video he keeps talking about how these two people that we have in the bunker living together, they actually hate each other because the dude is the one that does all the cooking and the girl is not appreciative at all. We only got that information from the MrBeast voiceover. It was never actually said by any of the people in the actual video. In the video, the guy never complained about that at all. It was all added in post. I think that entire difficulty storyline shit added in post. The fact that their skin colors did not, their tans didn't leave or whatever. Also, like, get out of here, bro. So again, I think that all the storylines and emotional narratives all added in post. Like literally all added in post. And if you want to see, I literally did an entire video for an hour and a half debunking the shit out of that video. Allegedly, in my opinion.
An interview with John Ushai or whatever, and he says, oh, this is why he got out. Or, I don't know, maybe he did get out just because he didn't know or he thought no one else stepped out. And like, that's the truth of the matter. Like, who cares again? He's just addressing points. It's like, even if I
all the points that were actually addressed by the MrBeast team were not actual points that mattered.
Prove that it was fake, I feel like a lot of people in the Twitter comments are then like, well, who really cares that the island costs $28?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're right.
That's me. That's me.
You're right. It doesn't matter that it costs $28 instead of $1, but you are a liar now. And now you are a liar, and we cannot trust you. And we are sending crazy amounts of money to you, and just trusting and assuming that you're using all these money for charitable ways in good, great ways that we love and respect. However, if you're a known liar, I don't know. Should we be trusting you with all this money and not to actually see documentation of what you're doing with your charities?
It's not about it's just about them covering it up to such an extreme degree that they can't admit to one little thing.
Yeah, and to be honest, too, I don't feel like this doesn't feel like as much of an attack as I thought it was on day one. Like, it's genuinely just like you need to be held responsible. These are all valid criticisms. Like, there's this is not in bad faith. This is good faith, and it's for kids. Like, that's 3 days on, or however many days it's been. That's where I'm at with the whole thing. Whereas day one, I was like, eating my Feastables or whatever, which I don't even like Feastables. I've only eaten them on camera once, and I don't like chocolate very much, so it's like not even that crazy. But it's funny reading all the negative comments in my video though. It's very interesting. They think that I have a collab brewing with MrBeast. He's never even. Yeah, dude. I've literally turned down so much shit on YouTube. I do not give a about YouTubers, but I just want to be.
He's telling the truth, by the way. You should know. Oompa's actually just spitting right now.
Honest, and that's what this seems like. It seems like that's what you kind of started off doing in the beginning.
And the irony is the amount of hate that Oompa got in his video for MrBeast is not even close to the amount of hate I got on reacting to a Jaden Animations video, because TikTokers with 100 million followers over there think I have a parasocial relationship with her. All right? You want to see a fucking scary comment section? It's the TikTok brainlets that are on my Jaden Animations reaction videos.
Which is good, and you're not being forced to be honest like some people. Not only were the results of the video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers.
Yeah, upper echelon posted a whole video almost exclusively about this claim, and he doesn't.
I watched that video. I reacted to that video. Yes, he definitely stages his fucking videos. You pay off one contestant to leave, you just rig the entire video. Maybe not every single step of the way, but you decrease the chances of the person you paid off. If it's 100 boys versus 100 girls, and you pay off one of the boys to leave, you now made the competition 100 versus 99. You've put 99 people at a disadvantage. You rigged the competition to some degree.
Into like case law about how he blatantly rigged the results of a challenge and how that could be illegal.
Okay.
Yeah, his point is basically like, why does the world's largest game show with the highest viewership not have to follow traditional regulations?
It's a good point. That's what it all boils down to too. That's like I don't know. I don't know why it's like not a thing that everyone can just be like, this is the reasonable confrontation. That this is the reasonable thing. Why would they need to send you a cease and desist for any of this? That's what I don't understand. Like, if it's
because you're making them look pretty bad and you want to scare them.
It's all stuff that people talk about. Like, you're not being like MrBeast is the Antichrist. Well, maybe a little bit, but like at the same time, who cares, right? That's something you actually. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that part. I watched it minute one. Like literally, I think it had maybe 30,000 views when I watched it, and I don't remember when that was. But it's interesting. It's really interesting. Like, why? I don't know.
Yeah, my point wasn't that he is the Antichrist, but I wanted to basically say, people at the company speculate that he is the Antichrist, but then
people at the company actually speculate that he's the Antichrist? There's no way this is real. Oh my God. People at his own company are speculating this, apparently.
And it's like, that's total hearsay. I have no evidence of that.
People at the own company do?
Yeah. I mean, he's in the Bible Belt, and it's like people sort of joking, feeling around ideas is the impression I get from it.
This is crazy. Holy shit. This is insane. The mark of the beast. What the fuck? This is the best allegation. All right. All the other allegations, get out of here. Get out of here. Antichrist, S tier crime against humanity.
It's like one girl talks.
I'm not even Christian, but this is funny as fuck.
Me about it, like explaining her theory in detail, actually referencing Bible verses and shit. And I'm not.
Wait, so Chandler, one of the MrBeast guys, starts actually reading Bible verses on TikTok, and are they all like poking and prodding, like, to quote Revelations, blah, blah, blah. MrBeast converted a church to an editor building? No. No! Someone in my chat, Gogeta, just said that in my... Wait, hold on. There's no way. MrBeast church conversion. There's no way that's a real thing. Oh my god. MrBeast bought a church. No shot. There's no way. This can't be real. Right?
I bought a church. When I first started, there's just no warehouses or studios in Greenville, North Carolina. So there are a lot of churches, though. We're in the Bible Belt. We converted it by taking all the pews out, just converted it into a studio. And so that's where we started filming. The problem is it's not that big. So eventually we had to move, as our videos got bigger, over to a new studio we built. And so we just converted this into the thumbnail place. And
he converted a church into a thumbnail place. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's scary. Wait.
And so this is one of like our 4 thumbnail rooms. We're in our second
Why do you need 4 thumbnail rooms? What the fuck?
studio.
This is like Darth Jar Jar all over again. I can't believe it. This is Darth Jar Jar again.
Not Christian, I don't know any of this. And it seemed like she was looking for me to sort of offer her like comfort or validation to be like, nah, that's...
Could someone actually go... So listen, I only know the Old Testament, okay? I never actually read the DLC, which is the New Testament. I never got into that. So if someone needs to actually sit down, get an entire freaking back-to-back where you show like Bible verse, clip of MrBeast. Bible verse, clip of MrBeast. Just an actual MrBeast Antichrist video. That would fucking pop off. That would get millions of views. Ask Wendigoon. Wendigoon doesn't want to get into this drama.
Crazy or whatever.
Interesting. Wow, that is very funny. Imagine walking around in your organization and there are people who work for you who think you might non-ironically be the Antichrist.
That's fucking crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Dude, no wonder this video did well. People are thinking it. It's just a thing.
Oh yeah, I have so many former employees in my DMs that are like agreeing and like even some that obviously everybody wants to be anonymous. People who are in the videos
no shit.
in the past, like...
I mean, this guy is getting a cease and desist. Obviously, no one wants to be known that they're getting into this stuff. The amount of anonymous shit that I've done just to do research, I mean, I get it.
that are known.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Chandler?
No. But if he reads Book of Revelations tomorrow on his TikTok, holy shit.
Oh my
Also,
God.
I think some of the
Dude, he reads Book of Revelations. The next day, they buy a church.
MrBeast giveaways are fake. Did they fake giveaways, you think?
I think some of them just kind of slip through the cracks, or it's
Look, if they're going to give away 4 billion phones and they only give away 3.5 billion phones, well, technically, they gave away a lot of phones, but technically, some of the giveaways were faked.
like, you know, you're giving away 1,000 phones, maybe one producer,
Yeah, that idea.
they want one for their nephew
Yeah.
or something. It's no one's like actually regulating. It's not like the FTC's watching over their shoulder.
Yeah.
So
True. So it's probably fake.
you can get away with some small things here and there, but mostly the giveaways are legit.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing too. It's like if you're predicating your brand on this is the giveaway thing, you don't have the inch of wiggle room to just give a phone to a producer. You don't have that thing. If it's like once a year, whatever, but no, yeah, that's MrBeast. Like it's a totally different thing. Like the PNC, the company that gives away those or Publishers Clearinghouse or whatever, the people who give away those checks all the time and people win the lottery and all that stuff. If someone in that company were to be giving money to someone outside the rules of the law, they would get destroyed and be seen 100% bad faith.
Yeah, no doubt. He somehow MrBeast is treated in different ways. He's treated differently than mainstream in media because he is a magic YouTube man, which somehow is different. I don't know. We got to figure out where on MrBeast's Teamseas initiative did we see a beast rising out of the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 diadems on its horns and a blasphemous names on its heads. We gotta look in behind the scenes, see if maybe that was captured in the unused editing footage.
And go to jail probably via the FTC. So it's like, you know, rules for thee, but not for me, because MrBeast is a pioneer and a trailblazer.
Oh, actually, referring to giveaways, I do have new evidence of like potentially another legitimate crime, which is that I talked about the golden ticket giveaway for the Willy Wonka video and how one of
Right, illegal lotteries, right.
those tickets went to a YouTuber called Bello Vlogs.
Yeah, because what a coincidence that one of the winners of the random MrBeast video that he puts his golden tickets in chocolate bars, and anyone that buys chocolate bars could technically get a golden ticket. And one of them that actually got the golden ticket was a YouTuber with 800,000 subs. Coincidence, probably, am I right?
There was another former employee DM'd me on Twitter, and he told me that there's another contestant in that video who his name is Justin, and he's Ava Chris Tyson's cousin. If
So you're telling me, out of all the people, the millions of people, that that did this shit, that bought these chocolate bars, 2 of them were somehow related to MrBeast. It's a funny coincidence.
He did, if they have some explanation, like maybe the contestant dropped out or something, they replaced him with him, then it could be fine. But like in a sweepstakes, if he actually won a golden ticket, which is what the employee is telling me, then that's completely illegal because you have to disqualify your family members,
Right.
Of employees.
Yikes.
That's interesting. When is your second video coming out?
Well, I gotta talk to my lawyers,
Oh, shit.
Damn.
You gotta talk to your lawyers and you gotta get...
So I think he's teasing it for like 2 days from now, by the way. I think that that this train is not stopping. The train keeps chugging along. Chugga, chugga, chugga. It keeps chugging. Like, apparently... Right, he just made this post on Twitter. 9 hours ago, the button with a 48-hour timer. I don't know. It's looking sussy.
You gotta get more mushrooms. More mushrooms. Is that what Chunky said? That explains your erratic behavior.
Yeah, my erratic behavior. He also said, like, I only worked at the company for a month. Sort of deceptive. I mean, I was contacted by the company back in February 19th, and then February 22nd, I signed a non-disclosure agreement, and I started working with the company. It was just unpaid, whether you call that like a trial or training or whatever. But then I got to Greenville March 10th, and there was just like no time with the CEO or whatever to like sign the paperwork, apparently.
Okay.
So
No time to sign the paperwork. So technically, he was only signed employee for a month, or 2 months. But he's been there since February.
by March 25th, 15 days after I arrived in Greenville, is when I officially started the 90-day contract. And then after I got fired, April 19th,
He got fired for his erratic behavior. Interesting.
that I got fired, one of MrBeast's oldest YouTube friends, like he's known him since 10K subscribers, he called me and he said that he wanted to hire me, but he had to ask MrBeast first, like MrBeast Corporation.
Wait, so if you get fired from MrBeast's crew, they blackball you from the entire industry, and no one is allowed to actually work with you anymore? Oh my god.
For permission because his company, one of their clients is MrBeast. And MrBeast Corporation didn't say like, oh, don't hire him, he's erratic. And then after I got hired by his company, I was again.
And MrBeast gave them the okay to hire him? So if you fired him because he's erratic, then why are you going to let your friend hire him? God damn, this is despicable stuff.
Doing work for MrBeast. And I was like in contact with people at MrBeast.
Interesting. It's just another one of those sort of weird things where they're like unnecessarily adding layers to something that's really not that complicated.
There's such like loophole specific
That's weird.
paperwork people, which I can send evidence of all of what I just claimed too if you want to include that in your video and put it on screen.
You can only be so fair without evidence, and I'm trying to be as fair as possible. And so far, the evidence is we've got an argument of good faith and then an argument of bad faith. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And yours is the good faith one, by the way.
I don't even know if it boils down to an argument of good faith versus bad faith. I think it more boils down to the shit that you actually see on screen. Like the illegal lotteries. Dude, that was on the screen. Like, he actually did illegal lotteries. Like, not even allegedly. Like, he did them on stream. So, like, at this point, what is going on? Like, you could be as bad faith as you want. Even if you're bad faith, but you prove something definitively, it's still proven. Like, god damn. You know MrBeast is hunting down all his previous employees? Bro, MrBeast got to get in company with the Boeing real quick.
Jimmy spends unfathomable amounts of money and time to ensure the integrity of what he does, and I hate to see it come to question with a bunch of lies. Dawson, if you leave this up, then you're a hypocrite. Do you think that is a true statement? How much control does MrBeast actually have? How much do you think you can blame these things that, it's MrBeast? That's it. It's him.
Well, his face is on the company. He's the reason why people are watching and giving him money. So ultimately, things do fall on his shoulders, even if it's his employees that are screwing up.
How much can you blame on the people around him reasonably? Not saying you ever should. He is the face and the name and the main guy he's going to be extracting the most from this, so he should be able to take the responsibility.
This is like Logan Paul all over again. Like, Logan keeps claiming that it's everyone else around him that did scams. Oh, I'm a good man. I'm just surrounded by scammers. Every person I've ever met, they're all scammers. I'm a good man. Never scammed nobody. Everyone else, they're all scammers. They're liars. They're frauds. They probably came in illegally as illegal immigrants from the Mexican border. I don't know when I turned into Trump somewhere over there. But at some point, you got to blame Logan for being the face that is literally shepherding people to fucking get scammed. Right? So even if he is not the evil man, it's because of him that all of his fans are getting scammed again and again and again. So yeah.
Ability of all the faults and criticisms, etc. But if you were to be as fair as you possibly could and even play devil's advocate, what would you say percentage wise? What's MrBeast's fault? What is not?
Yeah, no, I actually like play with this idea and speculate a lot. Like, okay, if Jimmy was fully innocent, how could he get into this position? And it'd be like, you hire people who do bad things, and then they use those bad things as like blackmail cards against you. So like maybe somebody pressured him really hard into.
Damn, that is really good faith. That is good faith, way past any form of good faith that I would give you. Oh my God. God damn, that is way too good faith. MrBeast got into bad people. Now they're blackmailing him. The Matrix is forcing him to do these things against his will. He is a cyborg. He's not even human. He's not even here anymore. He literally has Obama's hand as a puppet coming out through his asshole every time he talks. It's because Obama's hand is moving up and down. It's like, at some point, that's just not realism anymore.
Selling fake signatures. And now that they know that he sold fake signatures, it's harder to fire them in case they go to Time Magazine. A concept called like blackmail inflation. So I don't know. Anything could be possible. MrBeast could be completely innocent. I've seen some behaviors and things that make me think that, he's not, like what I told you privately in DMs and everything. But yeah, so I don't know, 50-50. Let's call it 50-50.
So that's where I'm kind of that as well, because I have some character references. So after seeing everything that you've said, right, I feel like even in...
I think it's more like 75-25, to be honest. Again, I think that he's not as bad as some of these other people. I really hate the idea that for a lot of people, there's just good guys and bad guys in the world, and it's just black and white. And once someone does something wrong, they're now a bad guy, and therefore, since they're a bad guy, just put them in the bad guy pile. But like, I think that Dr. Disrespect, for example, inappropriately messaging minors, is worse than anything that MrBeast did. So people are like try to take everyone and put them in the bad guy pile, and they're gonna say, all right, so EDP 445 tried to fuck a child, all right, so bad guy pile. MrBeast ran a legal lottery, so bad guy pile. And these two are not the same, in my opinion. I really think there are shades of gray here. I think MrBeast is in B tier right now, all right? EDP is in S tier. Not the same.
In spite of character references and in spite of like low IQ, he's a philanthropist type defenses, which I do think is very important. I think the overall good you do is more important than like the intricacies of being an ethical content creator or whatever. But once again, it transcends that because he's got giveaways and he's breaking laws, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like very, very, very early on thoughts. I feel like with all the character references that I've gotten, it's about 50-50 in that I know people very personally who have spent a lot of time with him and they love him. And I know people they think he's like a genius and like a visionary and he really does.
True. I know people personally that know him and will say how he's just so good and so kind and everything. I don't know. But then again, his best friend is Logan Paul.
Bring a lot of people up, et cetera, et cetera. And then I know people who are like, that guy is not a human being. That guy, like he gambles all day long. Like shit like that, I've heard people say. Damn. Total hearsay. I don't know if that's true or not, but the people who have said it, I would believe them. Not enough to where I'm going to make an entire video about it, but it boils down once again to a 50-50 thing, which is I think why it's so important to talk about all this stuff, because I believe that your argument is in good faith. And I think talking about this point specifically for someone like me, that really reinforces my belief that what you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a disgruntled employee. If you are a rightfully so disgruntled employee.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch my video and like view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee. But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
I agree. That's why when people say, oh, he was in bad faith, I say so. He could be the most bad faith person on the planet, but he actually gave evidence to what he said, so I don't give a shit. Like, I think you should be able to remove that side of yourself. Like, if the biggest piece of shit in the universe is spitting facts, it doesn't invalidate the facts.
It really does.
That video is like sort of remove myself from it and just show you as much evidence as possible.
Well, I'll tell you what, bud, sometimes that gets lost on even great geniuses like myself. So.
No!
Fools.
Dude, I like that he makes fun of himself when he makes a mistake. That's honestly very, very cool. Very cool of him.
Foolish, fool admit, fool. So we talked about alleged illegal lotteries and how they were conducted. Do you have any more instances of that other than the instances that were covered in the video? We mentioned the 5-hour live stream that was taken down.
Well, I drew the line at like 30 million subscribers because there's countless examples of him doing this back to 10,000 subscribers.
It's good to know that there's
I respect that. You're not going back to old tweets from 2015 to try to cancel the guy.
Clear line in the sand now. That's good.
There's also like he did a shady live stream with teamseas where it's the same thing, like buy in the next couple minutes and you could win an iPhone, you could win a car. I think he gave away 4 cars during that live stream. I didn't talk about it because it's charity work, but even still, like legally,
right. doesn't matter in my opinion. Doesn't matter if it's charity work. If you cheat to give charity, it's like if I steal. Robin Hood. Is Robin Hood a good guy or a bad guy? That is the question, I suppose. If I steal your shit to give it to charity, I don't think that necessarily absolves me of stealing your shit.
Yeah. It's like it's the same argument. It's something bad good because it's for something good. At what point do you have to once again just draw a line in the sand and be like, no, you need to be held responsible. If anybody should be held responsible, it should be that guy. It should be the #1 guy. You know, he shouldn't be able to slip through the cracks. What was your job title exactly while you worked for MrBeast Corporation Enterprises LLC?
Ideation
Okay.
strategist.
I'm surprised he's allowed to say that.
How complicit
Wait, so his job was coming up with ideas for videos? That's pretty awesome.
are the other actors in the MrBeast content, like pre-Ava Tyson being shut down? How complicit do you believe, like Carl and Chandler, even though he reads Bible verses now? Like, what do you? How responsible do you hold them all?
Far less responsible. I mean, they have families, they have their livelihood on the line.
It's also, they're not the face of the brand. If MrBeast wants to do the fucking illegal lottery, I don't think it's necessarily their fault to be there. See, like, again, here's the thing. At what point are you canceling someone by association, okay? Again, if you are very good friends with an S-tier criminal on my S-tier war crimes tier list, you're probably a piece of shit guy, I'm not gonna lie. But if you're friends with a B-tier, not as bad, in my opinion. Like, it depends on so many factors, and I don't like the idea of canceling by association in general.
The people who are responsible at
Like, if you knew what was going on in Kris Tyson's shit and you said nothing, which seems like MrBeast kind of did, I don't know. That's a little bad. It's a little bad.
MrBeast are
A single conversation is enough, Nux. Now get canceled on Twitter. Oh, true. That's right. I forgot. Shadman DM'd me, so I'm probably a pedophile.
literally nameless. Like, you guys don't know that they exist.
Okay, that's very reasonable. Okay.
Yeah, like top executives.
Okay. I just don't see someone like Chandler or even like Carl or even Ava or any of these people having anything to do with any of this. Like, they just don't seem like these giant geniuses. They're just like regular ass.
No, they're
YouTubers.
actually like act in the dark.
Interesting.
In terms of like productions and stuff.
Okay.
Specifically. And the reason is because like someone like Chandler might actually leak it, even if it's accidentally.
Right. He might read a specific Bible verse, an old prophecy about the next MrBeast giveaway being fake. One of the interesting things to me that I felt like was really good YouTube content, but didn't necessarily sway my opinion on anything, be it whatever it may have been, ignorance, whatever you would want to call it, is the studies of children's psychology and the incorporation of those studies and the knowledge that they gain from that, like literal academic study of children's psychology and the application of that into the content and the strategies and the business model. Because to me, that is something that I find abhorrent. And
It's interesting because I don't even think that's so bad personally. I know I'm gonna probably get flagged for this one. I don't want to be a MrBeast apologist, but you look at my last bunch of videos, I don't think you'll think I am. I don't think that that's so bad. I think studying psychology to understand what will get people to watch your videos more, that's just part of the job. All of marketing is psychology. So studying psychology to make your marketing better, and all of YouTube is marketing. So to study psychology to make your videos do better, I don't think that's like such a bad thing. It's using the child's psychology to get them to, let's say, want to buy chocolate that I think is unethical. I don't think it's unethical to use psychology tricks to get your videos to do better. To use psychology tricks to get kids to get addicted to chocolate, maybe not super ethical, but ultimately that's up to the parents. To gamble online, again, not ethical, but ultimately the parents shouldn't be giving their credit cards to their kids. So I don't know. I feel like maybe overdoing it isn't super nice, but I don't think it's as abhorrent as a lot of people seem to make it out to be. I'm definitely a lot more focused on the actual crimes committed, personally, but that's just me.
saw the video.
I guess it's a gray area.
I'm not going to just magically believe that, obviously, but it makes perfect sense, and the points you make are there. But I would have to see like an SOP from Beast Incorporated LLC, Satan.com, and it would have to say like something specific for me to just blatantly believe that type of thing. But we're talking about this, and hypothetically speaking, so I can give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm an ignoramus. How deep is that? What level of manipulation of children's psychology do these people use for profit? Like, how far does that go, do you think, in your opinion?
I mean, it's endless. They'll go as deep as they can.
I think that's for sure true. See, but like, here's the thing. You can argue that using popping colors on your thumbnail is using child psychology to get you more views because kids like clicking on things with popping colors. But do I really think putting popping colors on your title is on your thumbnail is a bad thing? No, I don't. I put popping colors on my thumbnails so they stick out too. Yes, it's technically psychology. So I guess it depends on the instance and the application of it. I don't want to just in broad strokes say that is evil per se.
I again, I don't specifically know that Jimmy's like super into that. I've heard him say on podcasts, you know, hey, we do study psychology or whatever. But I think when he's saying we, it might be like, okay, this department of the company studies psychology.
So did you ever observe any examples of that in the ideation process?
Yeah, but if we got into specifics,
Yeah, NDA can't say.
you have to cut it.
Okay, yeah, but okay, I got you. Trust me, bro. I trust you. I do believe you. Yeah, because
Bro, and Ludwig would be like, but bro, can't even ask you any questions, bro. Bro, every time I say something, you don't answer. It's crazy.
that's where it starts to get really, really, really bizarre and strange. And the marketing is just marketing's pretty much always bad. Do you have any examples of like kind of
Marketing is always bad. Bro is spitting. Literally his job, but he's just spitting.
good positive strategies for marketing just in general?
No, there's no such thing as a positive marketing strategy. Marketing is purely psychological manipulation. Get out of here.
Like what? Because now you're so hyper aware of like this YouTube thing. What would you say is like an example of a brand or a content creator or someone who's doing well? Just
You want to know my opinion? My opinion on the best marketing, most ethical marketing practice I've ever seen in my life? The way Ryan Reynolds promoted Deadpool. I think that is probably the best, most ethical, and successful marketing practice I've ever seen. It's just pure and unadulterated hype. That is what they are selling you. They're not selling you a product. They are not manipulating you into watching it. They are selling you hype, and that's it. And that is ultimately what I think pure marketing should be. But most marketing is trying to sell you stuff that you may not have bought otherwise. And so yeah, like for example, I look at my old thumbnails and I cringe, okay? I think that my old thumbnails are bad. I regret making those thumbnails. I mean, I'll never live them down and people will still try to cancel me for old thumbnails and shit, and I'm probably going to be too lazy to change them. But to be honest, I regret some of my old thumbnails. Clickbait is unethical marketing to some degree, but I don't think that clickbait. I think people know that it's clickbait, and therefore, anytime you see anything on a video that is on a thumbnail that's slightly exaggerated, I don't give a shit about that.
to like kind of shine some positive light.
Yeah, there's this guy on YouTube named Oompaville.
Oh! Let's go! Dude, Oompaville thumbnails are fucking awesome, though. Like, I know we're talking about unethical marketing and shit, but dude, Oompaville thumbnails? God. Whoever he got to do his thumbnails is a fucking mad lad. Is a mad lad. Some of them are so good, especially in, like, this... Dude, what? Yo! Dude, this one is so good. Dude, this one. Yo, even this. Like, I don't know, man. I think he's fucking cooking with his... What? Dude, this one's fire. This is fire. Yeah, anyway. I think he had one, like, really good one with... Yo! I don't know. Whoever he hired to do his fucking thumbnails, a mad lad. A mad lad. Dude, Dan Schneider with the ukulele. Anyway.
Fuck you, bro.
I'd say like Ryan Trahan probably as well.
I would agree.
Bo Burnham, when he was around, he was great. I think he was almost too moral, and that's why he had to leave.
Interesting.
Ah, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff I really appreciate it, by the way. You flattered me too much. I did not deserve that. That is something that I try to do whenever I make videos. I try to approach it like morally, right? And then if I feel stupid or if I feel...
I don't. I try to approach it trollily. I don't try to make believe that I am some moral arbiter. And I don't think Oompa does either. But I don't make believe I'm a moral arbiter. I'm a fucking asshole on the internet with an anime profile picture. I just say whatever the fuck shit I want to say. And I make fun of idiots. That's kind of what I do, all right? Don't trust me. I have no moral high ground here. The end.
Feel that I was wrong 100%. Like I need to make it right at the expense of my own. Like I don't really care about my like feelings or whatever. I really like to try and find the good faith aspects of the things that I'm talking about. It's so easy to talk about degeneracy. You know, it's so easy to talk about Ava Tyson and like all these freaks that I talk about and cover all the time. Like it's so simple. Stuff like this, it's difficult. It requires someone with a higher IQ. And I do, you know.
Well, again, because it's more nuanced. That's the issue with the centrist take. Like, I very often debate whether I want to cover a certain topic or not, and I decide not to cover it just simply because I know that if I take this nuanced take where I say, you know, this is bad, but this is not bad. And I know people are just going to go crazy about it. And it's just sometimes not worth engaging in the discourse, you know? It's like when you do something wrong and you apologize for doing that thing wrong, but there is something right in the thing wrong you did, and you say that, well, I was wrong about this, but there is a nugget of truth here. Suddenly it looks like, oh, you're defending the wrong thing that you did, and therefore we're gonna just ignore the entire apology side to it. Like, there are so many multifaceted situations that are just not worth covering online, and I think people like Oompaville, like, they do a really good job. Muda does a really good job about it. Dude, this video has 2 million views in 3 days. I will never have a video, well, maybe a video, but I will never consistently get videos that do this well. Oompaville is fucking huge, and he's awesome. And I have so much respect for him for what he's done and what he's made.
I can't say that I felt the same first watch, all things considered with
People hate nuance, and it's impossible to be nuanced on the internet.
your video on MrBeast, but having digested it as a critically thinking human being over the last couple of days, it appears to be 100% good faith as well. I can confidently say it does not seem like you want to necessarily gain anything from this. You're not a bad actor. You appear to just be honest and
yeah, I mean, we're all monkeys.
See, but my opinion is it doesn't even matter if he's bad faith. See, here's the thing. Maybe it's because I just assume a lot of people are assholes. Okay, I come across as this asshole guy. I just presume people are assholes until proven otherwise. So I don't even care if the video's in good faith or bad faith. In my mind, he presented facts. Damn, good video. You know, that's just my opinion. You can even be in bad faith. I don't care.
We will lie if we have to. I mean,
of course.
I just try to be honest, I guess.
What do you think about the Rosanna Pansino thing and like the whole Amazon games, all that stuff coming out now? Because there's just like, ever since Ava Tyson happened, there's been so many different little strings of what's going on. What are your feelings about all that?
When I first arrived at the company, there had recently been a Time magazine article published with like a video and stuff. They came and interviewed him at the studio. I heard lots of stories about that interview and everything. And there's multiple employees in that Time magazine piece that were sort of whistleblowing against safety, like OSHA violations and everything at the company, which then like the reporter came to the studio. Apparently, Jimmy thought it was going to be like maybe Time Person of the year or whatever.
Yeah, fluff piece.
And then this reporter started asking questions about safety. And you can actually see in the video, Jimmy kind of has to awkwardly kick her out.
Ooh, interesting. He thought he was going to get a fluff piece. They started asking questions were a little too sussy and he kicked them out. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, yes.
To the interview. And then apparently because she was asking about safety and they had already spoken to former employees. So I don't know.
I don't know. I love the Mudahar theory that MrBeast got really famous, really mainstream, and the powers that be do not like that he has so much power and might be trying to take him down. Is it a coincidence that the Kris Tyson stuff and the fucking this shit scam shit happened at exactly the same time? Is that a coincidence? Because he's been working on this video for months, so I don't know.
I hadn't witnessed anything personally because I was on pre-production, but I had heard through the grapevine lots of stories about poor safety practices, so it wasn't unexpected at all, to be honest, like Beast Games, especially because originally they wanted it to be 5,000 contestants.
Damn.
And they wanted it to be like getting down to, so this is for episode 0, which would be on MrBeast's YouTube channel, 5,000 contestants down to 1,000. And my job to come up with ideas.
Wow.
What challenges can you do with 5,000 people and whatever the budget is that are safe and entertaining?
Oh, there's no such a thing. How on earth do you do a tournament with 5,000 people in a YouTube video? Make it entertaining and safe? What are you gonna do? Thumb wrestling? It's boring as shit.
There's not many. So they wanted to just have a giant dice, essentially, eliminate people. Like people that they said, hey, take 3 months off work, fly here, and then just get eliminated by a giant dice.
Dude, true. So true. Like, how are you gonna do this?
They didn't end up doing that, luckily. I thought they were when they went to Vegas, but well, maybe they should have done that because what ended up happening was a bloodbath.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And I have people in my DMs saying that they had got into Beast Games, they got the email that they were accepted and everything.
All right.
And then they were ghosted last second.
Oh! That's awful. Bro!
I'm thinking that the decision to go from 5,000 to 2,000 might have happened last second. And there's like production people and contestants, like 3,000 of them essentially, who just got ghosted.
Interesting.
That's awful.
And that was all originally.
So you had people that got in, they got all excited, they fucking bought plane tickets or whatever, they took days off from work, they did everything, and then last second they just get ghosted.
Predicated once again on the, this is a huge opportunity of a lifetime, be a part of the MrBeast games, and then they're just ghosting people instead of,
That's awful.
Yeah.
That's
and then if you get
disgusting.
there, then you don't like get your medication. Production lost some people's medication, and those people got eliminated because production lost their medication.
Nice.
We treat medication as doping in the Beast games. We want to take people and use them at their peak physical strength without augmented powers, okay? Alright? No inhalers! No inhalers! You have asthma? Well, that's a personal weakness. We're not gonna give you strength. It's like giving the other guy brass knuckles. We won't give him brass knuckles, and we will not be giving you your inhaler!
Yeah. And then they say, hey, sign this piece of paper, and by signing that piece of paper, you can't take part in a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
But we'll send you $1,000 in 4 months.
In 4 months? I thought they gave it to them on the spot. Wait, like, I thought that was the content that, like, oh, you may have been eliminated, but don't worry, MrBeast. Angelic choir in the background, MrBeast. Don't worry, I'll give you $1,000. I thought it was on the spot, like, for the content.
Logan Paul
So,
style.
if you dig into the testimonies from people, and they're all unverified because there's no video footage of these things happening that's been released yet, but it's a lot of people corroborating the same stories, and it's just crazy. Which that was a MrBeast production, not an Amazon production, because it was for episode 0, the promotional video on his YouTube channel.
Now, do you think
So it's a MrBeast fault. It's not even Amazon's fault, it seems.
that MrBeast pays YouTubers to apologize for him?
Okay, please fucking say no. Please say no. I've been saying this forever. I don't think he pays YouTubers to be silent for them. I think he befriends YouTubers and makes it financially beneficial if the YouTuber stays in MrBeast's good graces because of collaborations and shit and connections and whatever. But I don't think he actively pays YouTubers hush money.
Do you think that their team goes out of their way to silence people or hush people? Is it like a big cabal?
Yeah, I mean, depends on the instance. Like, I think most likely Keemstar is probably bot.
No! Keemstar! No! My best friend! That was a joke.
And then I think there's a lot of other YouTubers who are like,
That's awesome.
like Ludwig or whatever. Not to call anybody out, but
Ludwig!
like every single YouTuber who was probably in that 50 YouTuber video, there's some rapport, there's some, Jimmy's well aware of the law of reciprocity that like if you give to someone, they're more likely to give to you.
So I've been saying the same thing. Like no one in that YouTuber 50 video actually made a video against MrBeast, you know? Like I've been saying this for a very long time. But again, I think it is a rapport thing. I think it's a reciprocity thing. I don't think it's an active, I'm going to drop 10K on your doorstep for you to shut up.
So, you know, I understand why big commentary YouTubers didn't pick this up earlier, or why some still won't, and yeah, that's fine.
Well, I would like to think of myself as not someone who is bought and paid for by anyone. So, and people saying that is just like so funny to me. I have all of my Twitter DMs are literally, how much did he pay you? And it's so funny because I really wish he would pay me. I do actually at this point. But
me too. My price is $10 million. Okay, $10 million. I'll delete my channel. Yep, you heard it here first, folks. I will delete my channel for $10 million. All right, that's my price. That is my price.
No. How much did I pay you to be nice to me for this video?
Just give me some candy, sour Patch Kids.
Hey.
Jokes aside, don't bring me up. Like, I know you're a funny guy. You're a clever dude. If there was a product, let's say MrBeast has his candy product and he's promoting it and he's just a YouTuber. What do you think the way MrBeast should go about Feastables from this point on? Like, do you think it's savable at this point? Because I feel like your criticism of like the whole health thing, it's bad from the very beginning, right? Like he started off on the wrong foot. And now it's just going to be worse and worse and worse. Unless he can pull a Logan Paul, which he definitely will be able to. Let's be real. He's going to be able to pull a Logan Paul. Like, he can be the bad guy now. MrBeast, after your video, MrBeast, in my opinion, will be the next Logan Paul.
Holy shit. Oompa! I honestly, I've been saying this the whole time, too. He is literally taking the Logan Paul route. He can just keep promoting his shit to children. Gaxberry, thanks for the 5 subs. He can keep promoting his shit to children, and he can get away with it. He can get away with it. Oh, she.
General consensus on YouTube.
Don't say pre-watched, goddammit.
34
sharing a brain cell here.
40 million people that exist in this commentary sphere, the internet culture sphere, probably from now on will just hate MrBeast, and he's going to be the new Logan Paul. Do you think that there's a way that he could have gone about the Feastables thing in the beginning that would have been better? Because in my opinion, that's like the first, and like that's what began all of this stuff, is him being more than just MrBeast. He's got this huge thing now.
I mean, Feastables is just a snack brand. It's not specifically the chocolate. He's done protein bars in the past, and that might better align with his brand now. But like, I think he's trying to grow up his audience, and he lost a bunch of weight and working out and everything. So I think it is recoverable, but maybe on the chocolate side, it's a bit iffy. I mean,
I don't know. Ultimately, I think he's not going to do anything about it. Unless the government actually steps in, I don't think anything is going to happen. I just think he's going to keep promoting Feastables in all of his videos to children, and kids are going to see Feastables in Walmart and be like, oh my god, Mommy! Feastables! I need it! That's just my incredibly humble opinion. I think that the fact that he has Logan Paul in all of his collabs is mega suspicious. Like, they are working together, I think. Like, there is no way you're going to convince me that these two are not allies in crime here. I'm sorry. They're just too chummy in every single collab video.
Did he really ever have success with selling a chocolate product, or did he have success with, marketing, right? Like, I think he was just more successful on the marketing front, because he just did the same thing that he was doing with the live streams, but instead of t-shirts, he switched it out for Feastables, and then he made it, because it was an outside company and everything, it was a little bit more legal. But then you see the shit no perch neck. It's holy shit, do you have to hide?
Dude, just say no purchase necessary. Why would you type it out as no perch neck? That's another thing MrBeast's team did.
It that bad? Does everything need to be so optimized for deception? I just don't get it.
That's a really good point, is everything is hyper optimized to deceive people.
100%. Literally 100%. Everyone is trying to... This is the internet world, okay? We are on online land. Do not believe a thing you see. Why do you think someone like MrBeast isn't going to optimize his shit to deceive buyers when you won't know, when you can't even trust the news? Okay? Why would you trust this guy who's literally gaining money by selling you shit, all right? Why would that be trustworthy when the news is all fake? Hello? And the news is bullshit.
It's pretty much remarkable.
Dude, look at this, even from Shoe on Head's new video, okay? Shoe on Head just made a video called America is in Shambles, okay? And here she goes through a bunch of very funny examples. Look at this shit.
News, and it lets you compare how stories are covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines of the source's reporting to help you get all the information you need to understand the full story. The blind spot feature shows what stories are being underreported from the left and the right. For example, here is a story about how Trump apparently said disabled people should die? What? Right away, we can see how this story has been covered by 19 sources, and 78% were left-wing.
Right, so 78% of the people that actually covered this story was left-wing. All right, so if you're reading right-wing stuff, you probably missed it. Anyway.
Barely any right-wing outlets are reporting on this. Or this one about how the Secret Service apparently refused to use drone protection before the Trump rally in Pennsylvania. Yikes.
Guess who covered that?
13 sources covered this, and 100% of them were from the right.
Not a single left-leaning source covered that story. If you are predominantly reading left-leaning sources, you would not know that at all. So if the news is deceiving you, then no fucking shit a YouTuber will deceive you to sell more shit.
Marketing is, though. When you really...
Never trust anything online, the end.
If you're a traditionally trained marketer, you learn how to use words to convince people that you're not trying to convince them of stuff. It's so nonsensical, and it's really bad in food, it's really bad in gaming, and it's so bad in YouTube. I mean, that's what...
I think it's YouTube. It's YouTube. It's every single fucking, every single bullshit online facsimile of a person. You can't trust anyone out here.
YouTubers pretty much just do. That's what it's really all about. I mean, it's just getting people to kind of believe something and not look else. It's really weird. I don't know. I don't like being a YouTuber. I hate it. But also, I'm very grateful, obviously, because success is pretty cool. But I would rather just be an ape swinging from trees, I think.
Bro would rather be an ape swinging in the trees. I don't know. I like being a YouTuber, but it's been pretty rough lately. When you start to see all the fucking pedophiles and scammers out there, it really does dampen the entire glory of just making videos that people could enjoy.
Or reading Bible verses on TikTok like Chandler.
What YouTube is financially incentivized to do is they've essentially commoditized attention, and it's mostly children's attention. And people think of attention as this passive thing. It's just passive observation. It's which direction your head is facing at any given moment. That's what your attention is. But especially for children, it's more involved in their development. So I think what YouTube is financially incentivized to do is, one, get as much attention as possible, but two, what people don't understand is transform that intention so that's more valuable to advertisers. It's like you're cultivating a crop.
The irony is, I feel like almost every big YouTuber that wants to, or mid-sized YouTuber that wants to evolve somehow, and they want to leave the limelight to avoid the criticism, they just end up going into making content for children on YouTube. Like, that just seems to be where people go. And honestly, it's because children do not give a shit if you are a scammer, because they will have no idea if you're a scammer. They will see your fun video, easy content, easy to manipulate your audience, and it's just the easiest way to make a lot of money on YouTube. And that's the direction where a lot of people are going, especially because, hot take, kids' content on YouTube is about to become an AI nightmare. It's going to be AI-generated, fully animated stories that make no fucking sense, but kids are going to eat it anyway because of flashing colors and cool characters. I guarantee you, it's just going to be AI-generated stories with AI-generated animation. That is going to be the biggest thing on YouTube in 5 years.
It's like, oh, this potato is better because it's more consumeristic. But what MrBeast is doing is effectively teaching his audience to be more consumeristic by like constantly reinforcing the idea that happiness comes from spending money and buying products.
Yeah.
That's why it's like those creepy thumbnails where it's the kid smiling at the credit card.
Yeah, I see it.
And then he'll like show somebody spending $1 million in 24 hours, and then he'll cut it in the middle of it to do an advertisement for Current, which is like a credit card service. Yeah.
This guy is a genius.
He's smart. He is smart, but that doesn't mean that he's not, manipulating people into having really terrible habits.
Holy shit. I would have never thought of that.
What you said earlier, it's just like, don't hate the player, hate the game. If you're trying to be the best YouTuber possible, he's exactly what YouTube wants. He's somebody that makes attention more valuable to advertisers.
Yep.
But then when you remove, what you talk about, which is like the integrity and the morals from that equation, like over the future, what will happen is AI content will just continue to eat all the market share away from human creators.
Oh shit. That's crazy. Wait a second. He's saying similar to what I'm saying.
And then obviously AI doesn't have morals, so it's like that's a very scary dystopian future.
That's what it feels like. That's what MrBeast content for me has felt like for years. AI content, like for children. Like there's no way you watch a MrBeast video and it's just like, how do we watch this? Like, what is this shit? It just doesn't feel like a real thing. I remember the last video that I watched was the one where you talked about the valves that are. It's obviously like not
connected,
legit in that video. I don't remember what it's called. It's like 100 levels or whatever. The dude had to go down and hit it by the end of the time limit. I watched that whole video in like 3 seconds. It felt like 3 seconds. And by the end of it, I felt like I was like a psychic vampire had just stolen my life essence against my will. I literally felt gypped. And generally with my phone and stuff, I'm very aware of like what apps and algorithms are trying to pull my attention in. And like, I can tell, TikTok, it's like showing me shit specifically. It's so obvious. It's a moot point. Everybody knows about it. It's a cliche at this point. But with content creators, I don't feel that way. Whenever I watch, like, say, Critical, for example, or like Tom or Muda or anybody really in the commentary space, or just anybody afar outside maybe Sunny V2, it doesn't feel like this thing is pulling my attention in against my will and like it's just some kind of like dopamine algorithm thing. I
think it's the personality thing. I think that's what really matters so much. Like when I watch a YouTuber, I like watching them for their personality. So when it comes to Oompaville, Muda, Tom, Critical, videos like that, like I'm watching them for the person, okay? And the person is interesting to me because I think people are fascinating. When I watch MrBeast, I am watching a homogenized paste of colors and flashing lights. I am watching an active epileptic attack taken form because MrBeast has no personality in his YouTube videos. He has no personality in his YouTube videos at all. He tries to actively be as bland as possible so that the largest demographic of children could actually watch his shit. That's why I hate it. So I like the personality-driven stuff. Also, that is definitely going into the collage.
Feels like content that I'm watching from a human being that I'm getting value from. Whereas with MrBeast content, it's this just polished, amorphous slop stuff. Like it's very weird.
Dude, I said, what did I say? I said paste. He said amorphous slop. I said homogeneous paste. He said amorphous slop. All right, same. Yeah, all right.
It's very, very, very strange. It's a bizarre feeling. And like you're saying, the market share will be AI. Right now, the market share is already MrBeastified channels. And like at a certain point, those two things will just become the same, the MrBeast stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. And you mentioned the taking people's attention. I think about that a lot in like just my life generally, trying to spend time doing things that make me feel better, give
Dude, he's so based. He has like a real life, Oompa's so cool.
meaning to my life, etc.
I have such cool friends on YouTube. I'm so lucky for the people that I've met. The real ones. The ones that are real. The Oompas, the Charlies, the Mudas, the freaking the real ones. There's some real guys out there, and I appreciate them so much. God damn. Like, for me, my closest friends are YouTube, are people that YouTube is the least important part of their life. Like, Muda is a guy with a family, with a real life, that's not YouTube. That's why I appreciate him so much, you know? Like, once someone just becomes joined with the internet, like, that's not a person anymore.
Or et cetera, whatever. It's like your life force. And when you look at stuff like that, you're taking people's attention and you kind of see it as something more than just, you know, where your head's pointing, like what you said. It becomes, the gravity of the situation becomes a lot heavier. It becomes like I might be evil. Just by being on YouTube and being successful on YouTube, I might be evil. But there's
What? I don't think so. I think you especially are not evil by being on YouTube. I don't think I'm evil by being on YouTube. Like, I don't think a lot of people are evil just by being on YouTube. I think YouTube definitely incentivizes you to do evil things, and you have to try to stop yourself from doing those evil things.
there's levels to it. So it's like you have to come to terms with all this stuff. And I think, honestly, I think your video is probably one of the best examples of this like innate feeling that I felt for a very long time, but couldn't put words to and ignored and experienced cognitive dissonance. I think that's why you have the 95/5 dislike to like ratio, is because your video is that thing that people are thinking collectively, but don't really know how to say it because, you know, what exactly is representing it? We don't really know. But at this point, MrBeast is what represents that. And it's like it's a really interesting, I don't know, it's cringe to use the word conflagration, but that's pretty much what it feels like. It feels like this insane, just out of nowhere realization across the board by a lot of people that you sparked in a really unique way while on mushrooms, by the way, I'll add, with your erratic behavior.
Dude, people thought the intro to that video is serious, where like my eyes are bulging. Like, I literally just ran around my room, like hyperventilating, like flashed a light in my eye, and then like I'm under the bed in that clip. Do you think I'm not aware that I'm under the bed, like pretending to look like a schizophrenic who's like hiding on the run from MrBeast? Like, of course.
Yeah.
And then they actually use that to like discredit me and say that I'm whatever. And
people are gonna use anything to discredit you. I'm discredited because I titled the Jaden Animations video reaction, Jaden and I have been on YouTube for 10 years, when Jaden and I have both been on YouTube for 10 years and talked about it in that video. Like, not even clickbait. But I'm still getting canceled for it because they think the title is parasocial. Like, people will use anything to discredit you. Nothing you see on the internet is real, okay? You can never trust anything that happens.
I'm sure the character.
And I think once you recognize that, you start to see that it's not necessarily evil. Like, the people that do evil things are evil. The people that don't do evil things in a platform that is designed to incentivize doing evil things, I don't think those people are evil.
Assassination is probably, it's probably the route that they have to go, because it's just so, or you have to apologize.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In my opinion, he's got to apologize. And I guess we'll leave this off by like, what do you think? What do you think MrBeast, what do you think he's going to do? And what do you think he has to do? In your own opinion, say right and wrong is concrete.
I don't know. This shit's so complicated.
It is insanely complicated.
It's like Google is just the problem, you know?
Yeah.
Or YouTube is the problem.
Yeah.
But how do you fix that? How do you rectify that situation? Like, you're not even allowed to criticize them on the platform because they control the medium of communication.
True. Good question. Good question.
I mean, my MrBeast.
Honestly, MrBeast's not saying anything. What should he do? What should he do? I think he should completely be transparent on exactly where all the money goes in all of his videos and all of his charities and all that stuff. And he should apologize for illegal lotteries and stuff and, you know, tell the truth, whether he meant to do it because he was greedy or whether he just was just, you know, he was didn't mean to do it. He just didn't know that it was a crime. What he should do morally is just probably be completely transparent about everything, but that's never going to happen in a million years. There's no way he would actually ruin his reputation that way. It would be much better for him to just not do anything and keep chugging along, making videos with 100 million views that he got from children, and just completely ignore this. You know, every MrBeast video criticizing him, view count combined, probably does not equal the view count of any individual video that MrBeast uploads. So, ultimately, it really doesn't matter. What should he do? Well, I guess morally, he should be completely transparent about everything. What will he do? Nothing. Continue to grow and continue to get more famous. And slowly but surely, the story's going to die out.
Video where I was literally a MrBeast apologist, the most recent video, it was demonetized 15 times and age restricted 10 times.
Damn.
And UVR, like, we have 20 copies of the video on my channel. And like UVR, people watch the video at YouTube. Every time we send it in, turned yellow. They give us stuff, we cut it out, gets manually reviewed, yellow. Like, I don't know if there is an answer to that the problem on the platform of YouTube, but there's also no other real.
I think it's because people view YouTube as the, you know, the character in the story that doesn't have a personality. People view YouTube as the NPC. It is the platform. It is the public square to which people gather to scream at each other. That is not true. YouTube is not the public square. YouTube is the main character. YouTube isn't the setting of the story. YouTube is the god of this story. And people need to look at it this way. See, someone in chat just said, I look at YouTube as a video library. It's not! It's a sentient library. It is a sentient being that definitely does promote ideas based on the way it wants to promote them. The fact that the YouTube trending tab is all talk show hosts and mainstream media and keeps protecting people like MrBeast, because it does. It does. I get demonetized when I criticize people. That said, YouTube pays my bills. I love YouTube. I've made millions of dollars on YouTube. It's very fucking cool of them. I appreciate it very, very much. But people don't realize that YouTube is a sentient character and not just the fucking setting.
Maybe just we go outside more. We just touch grass. What do you think?
Yeah, but the content becomes too addictive, and then it's impossible to go outside anymore.
Because we're just simply monkeys. So it's like you can't. It's too complicated. It's too fucking complicated.
Yeah, it's like the way I sort of think about it is there's like these evolutionary loopholes, and like I would put them in two categories. One is chemical, which is shit like, you know, cocaine or heroin or opium or whatever.
Okay.
It's like you literally have receptors in your brain, like the serotonin receptor is the sort of the famous one, and psilocybin or psilocin, the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. The reason it interacts with your serotonin receptor is literally just because it looks similar to the chemical. So, but like those are very easy to regulate, because then you just say, oh, is this molecule this? And then you just
where is this going?
Criminalize it. If somebody has that molecule,
What is this conversation?
you get rid of it. When it's something like conditional, where it's like you trigger this, and now your actual receptor will trigger through real dopamine instead of synthetic dopamine, but it's still that highly addictive process.
Yeah, that's what dopamine is. Addiction. You could be addicted to fucking drugs, but you could also be addicted to porn, which is purely a psychological addiction. But it's a very real addiction that is hitting on very real dopamine receptors. And making videos on YouTube and getting fucking views and being talked about is also a dopamine rush for sure.
That makes sense.
It does make perfect sense.
So it's like, how do you regulate that? It just seems inevitable.
It is. Yeah, I think that's what people interesting.
Yeah, but then it's like, then you listen to the like a Bo Burnham song and you cry.
Guess what?
Damn. Yeah, this was a trip. This was a journey. So anyway, this was Dogpack 404 being confronted by Ludwig, by Oompaville, by people looking into the psyche. Ultimately, I think that I'm happy we did this. I think that it's a complicated situation where, while I do think MrBeast is at fault for a lot of the shit that he does, I am willing to recognize that it is an inherently broken system that does push people to be radicalized. Like, as a simple example, when you make videos and you're a centrist, you're going to get hate from anybody. But if you make videos that are right-leaning or left-leaning, well, then you're going to get views from right-leaning or left-leaning people that are going to support you for it. So you get a little more radicalized to the right or the left, and then a little more as time goes on, because the more extreme your video, the more views you're going to get. If you title a video, review of a mid-anime, you're not going to get views. But if you title your video, review of the best anime of all time, well, people are going to be interested. Holy shit, what's the best anime of all time? So the more extreme you go, the more reception and views you're going to get for what you say. So the more extreme and radicalized you need to become, whether that's to the right, to the left, as a fucking game reviewer, it doesn't matter. So 99% of the time, the actual algorithm is tapping into your dopamine receptors to literally push and prod you to an extreme. And that is why the biggest people on any side of any discussion are fucking insane, are fucking crazy people. Literally insane people on every side. And that is what YouTube is advocating for. YouTube is not advocating for rationality. It is not advocating for you to withhold yourself and be honest. YouTube is promoting insanity and advocating extreme behavior. It is radicalizing everyone. And it's a real issue. And MrBeast, the most subscribed to a YouTuber, is probably also the most radical when it comes to promoting greed and shit. He probably does do the most really scummy, slimy things behind the scenes. And we're witnessing the fall of an empire. Stay weird, fam. If you made it to the end, click one of these two videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kick. Stay weird, fam.